Don't take your balance and stability for granted. Certainly this is an area where to maintain it, you've got to train it. In this workout, I'm going to show you exercises that are going to work your nervous system and your stabilizing muscles. Let's get going. For our first balance exercise, we're going to do a rocking horse. I want you to stand with your feet slightly staggered, one in front of the other, still hip width apart. You're slowly going to shift your weight forward while maintaining contact with the floor with your back foot. Then, again, very slowly, rock backward, shifting your weight onto the back foot while still maintaining contact with the floor with your front foot. Shift forward, shift backward. Again, this should be done in a very slow, controlled motion. Now, as you begin to get more comfortable, you can start to lift each of the feet off the ground. Now, again, this isn't a big motion. It's just lifting them off ever so slightly. And once that becomes more comfortable, and you can do it with good form, feel free to add a hold. Shifting back, lifting that foot off the ground, and holding for 2, 3, maybe 5 seconds before again shifting your weight forward, lifting that back foot off the ground, and holding your weight on that front foot. Do this 10 times before switching leg placement, making sure to alternate so that each leg gets to be in front. Next up is our side-to-side rocking horse. This is similar to the front and backwards rocking horse that we did previously. I want you to stand with your feet hip width apart or maybe just slightly wider. Keep a slight bend in your knees and make sure your chest is up. Next, you're going to start to shift your weight slowly to one leg, allowing the toe of the trailing leg to stay on the ground. Then slowly move, again shifting your weight to the other side, still keeping that trailing leg's toe on the ground. This motion should be slow and controlled. I want you to focus on how it feels in your feet and knees. Then, as you get confident and more comfortable with this movement pattern, you can start to make it a little bigger, rocking up higher onto those toes, and eventually letting the toes come off the ground. Still notice, I'm not moving very quickly. This certainly isn't a cardiovascular exercise. And when you're ready, add a hold to that exercise. So as you shift your weight onto one leg and bring the other leg off the ground, I want you to try and hold for 2, 3, maybe 5 seconds before returning to center and shifting to the other side. Again, holding, keeping your chest up, your core engaged, and still maintaining a slight bend in that standing knee. Continue on for 10 reps on each side. Now, the one leg clock that I'm about to show you is a great exercise. It forces our body to work against the ever-shifting center of gravity, meaning that it really works the stabilizing muscles in our core and in our hips. Let's get going. I want anyone who's just starting out to use a chair or a wall for added stability. Now, the leg that's closest to the chair or the wall should have a slight bend in the knee. Chest up, head up, and I want you to gaze straight ahead. Next, shift that weight onto that leg closest to the wall or chair while lifting the other leg off the ground. This leg is going to follow, as in a clock pattern, the numbers on a clock. Shifting back and forth as it goes around. You can even cross the body if that's comfortable for you to do so. All the while, just keeping that chair there for some added support. When you've been able to do that, you can again move on with this exercise by keeping the foot lifted throughout instead of touching the ground in front, beside you, or in back of you. There you go. Again, that chair is there for support if you need it. Lastly, if you're really looking for an advanced motion, you can move that support away and do it while standing on your leg without any additional help. Just make sure you keep a slight bend in that knee again that you're standing on, keeping that chest up and looking straight ahead. Moving that leg that's moving as if it's going around a clock. Now, I want you to continue with this, doing 5 reps per side for 2 sets. If it's too much to begin with, start with fewer numbers of reps and fewer numbers of sets. Squat with a shift is a great exercise. It stresses the importance of our vision as related to our balance. It also strengthens our legs and gives us a good workout. We're going to begin by getting into a quarter squat, which means just a partial squat. Nice flat back, legs, hips, and ankles bent, and our knees tracking over our feet without going over our toes. From this position, you're going to raise your arms up till they're shoulder height. I want you to stay looking forward as one arm moves to the side. There you go. Now make sure you keep breathing as you're holding this exercise. You'll do this 5 times before switching sides. Of course, you can take a break in between. Once that becomes comfortable for you and you're confident in that movement pattern, you can make it a little bit more challenging. This time, you're going to use your eyes to track your hand. This is going to, again, stress the importance of our vision as related to our balance. You'll get down into that quarter squat, following that moving hand and arm. We'll try to maintain balance and control throughout. Just like before, you'll do this 5 times per side. Feel free to take a break in between, and you'll repeat that twice on each side. Our next exercise is a side lunge with a knee raise, but I want you to start by getting comfortable with the side or lateral lunge to begin with. Take a big step out to the side, sinking your hips back, shifting the weight onto this leg, the leg that's bending, and of course into the back part of the foot. Keep that chest raised, your back nice and flat, and your head up. Sink down as far as you are comfortable doing so, making sure that it's comfortable for your knee. Then, squeezing your glutes, I want you to shift your weight back to center. Lunge down, exhale as you return. Inhale as you go into this lunge position. Your arms can remain at your side. They can be at your hips. They can even be crossed in front of you. Now, once you're comfortable with this motion, I want you to add a knee raise. That's where the balance really comes in. You're going to, again, go into that lunge, and then as you come up to center, I want you to try and raise this leg up and shift your weight to the opposite leg. Hold for a few seconds before returning to that lunge. To begin with, you might want to try just bringing yourself up onto your toe here instead of raising your foot up completely. That's totally okay. Remember, go at your own speed, just making sure that this motion is controlled and comfortable for your knees and hips. Keep that back flat and continue to breathe throughout. You're going to want to continue to do this for 5 reps on each side for two sets per side.